Hope you all are hale and happy and taking very good care of yourself. Welcome to fifth session, Social Studies Paper 2, Chapter 17, Independent India, the first 30 years, 1947 to 77. Today we are going to learn rise of regional parties and regional movements, issue of Jammu and Kashmir and Bangladesh war. Rise of regional parties and regional movements. The elections of 1967 was a landmark in the history of India. It showed that elections had come to be taken very seriously and had a life of their own. Children, in the last session or in the first session of this chapter, we have learned that three general elections were held in the year 1952, 1957, and 1962. But the elections of 1967 considered as the landmark because most of the regional parties has been developed, and by this time in the year 1967 it was a time surprisingly that the Congress party suffered its worst defeat till then. So in the previous elections, there was a continuous victory of the Congress party, but for the first time in the general elections of 1967, Congress party was get defeated, and it was returned with the lowest majority it had since independence. They are able to score just two. They have lost on 284 seats. It was defeated in the assemblies like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab, West Bengal, Orissa, Madras, and Kerala. In these states, they have lost their seats. And this shows the first transition in India. It shows that the party which had ruled continually nearly 30 years was now being challenged. Now the regional parties or the issues which has been raised by the various regions has started giving priority, and most of the people started showing faith, or they are just showing a confidence in the number of regional parties in these states. You can see that how the various parties has been emerged in the various parts of India. The prominent laws for the Congress included Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Even in South India also they have defeated in the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. In Tamil Nadu, the DMK, this is the name of a party, won with a huge margin. This defeats and challenges also weakened the Congress internally. Now, when they have lost not only in the North India, even in the states of South also, it has weakened the image of Congress party. Even internally also, they have just started having different ideologies among the Congress party itself. In many states in the north where it had won narrow victories, its members defected to opposition parties. And if in any state where they have Congress won with the very narrow streets or seats, or when they have just scored very 2 to 3 seats like that, even they too try to join the opposition parties. Consequently, as a result of this, the Congress government fell and they were replaced by Samyukta Vidhayak Dal, SVD. I repeat, Samyukta Vidhayak Dal governments. These are the regional parties, or they are just started coalition, or just joining the other parties. These were basically a coalition of legislatures against the Congress made by Jana Sangh, Socialist, Swatantra Party, and Congress defectors besides local parties. So Samyukta Vidhayak Dal, actually it's a coalition of the different legislature of the defeated Congress leaders or Congress members, which has been this actually formed by Jan Sangh, where they're having some activities, some participants of socialist activities, Swatantra Party, and those who get defeated in the Congress. So these defeated leaders, they have joined this Samyukta Vidhayak Dal. Among them, Dr. M.G. Ramachandran. It was sure that strongly organized regional movements could challenge the dominant party. And the DMK had strong links with the film industry and was able to galvanize fans' organization of the popular hero. Actually, Ramachandran he was popularly called as MGR, and he was a hero. And most of the people, when he raised the serious issues for the development of the particular state, Tamil Nadu, most of the people shows faith in that, and he won with a major victory. This period saw a renewal of a regional sentiment in different parts of the country. In Andhra Pradesh, there was demand for the separation of Telangana. Now, as the Congress is no more a party which had dominated for almost 30 years, now different regions started demanding their importance or their recognition. Among that, Andhra Pradesh is also there, where they want that Telangana should be get separated from Andhra Pradesh. Even in Assam, also a new called Meghalaya was created in December 1969 out of the tribal districts of Khasi, Janta, and Garo Hills. Even in Assam, also Meghalaya emerged as a separate part, or they had get their own recognition separation from Assam, and it has been emerged in the year 1969 with the tribal localities. Even in Punjab also, despite being formed in 1966, Punjab has been formed in 1966 only, but they does not have their own capital. During the period 1968-69, there were a series of demonstrations asking for Chandigarh, which served as the common capital of Haryana and Punjab, to be given to them. So there was a demand to have their capital. So even these issues, regional issues, has become a priority in this phase. Can see how the different states started separating, or they are just demanding to have their own recognition on the India's map. At the same time, old demands also continued. The Kashmir and the Nagaland demands also came up during this period. So this the coalition of a Kashmir, or the joining of a Kashmir, as well as the formation of Nagaland. These were the demands which were always haunting from the independence onwards. This also started showing they too want the solution for their problem. And this period was also a communal tension. There was a threat, there was a having a communal clashes between the people. There were riots in different parts of the country, including Bihar, Ahmedabad, Jalgaon, as well as Aligarh. These places have for the first time faces the communal tension, the clashes of the people on the religious basis on the communities. These were difficult times, and that period was quite difficult, as they're not having any strong leader to represent India, to unite them, and to try to get the solution of their regional problems. Indira Gandhi took up the challenge both from within her party as well as those outside by taking a sharp left turn post the 1967 elections. She attempted to create a new social base of her own and for her party by identifying with the poor and downtrodden. This move was a double-edged weapon. Now Indira Gandhi took a responsibility, though they have get defeated. Now she warned that the reputation of Congress party should be once again restructured in the mind of the people. So she has, and as well as she has facing the internal disputes among the Congress party itself. So she has make such type of policies and programs which not only convince the people to re-elect, or in the coming elections they can elect a Congress party as their representative, as well as try to get the solution of the regional problem. And first and priority she has given that the benefits, the basic welfare structure should be made for the poor and the downtrodden people of India. Indira Gandhi, when she was a prime minister holding office. Now, the important issue of Jammu and Kashmir. Children, this is an important topic. Here, actually, why the Jammu and Kashmir is always it been breaking news for India. Actually, it was ruled. Now, the circumstances under which Jammu and Kashmir acceded to the Indian Union were very different from these of the other states. As we know, after independence, the Britishers, when the Britishers are leaving, they have just given freedom to the states that to whom they want to join. Either they want to join India or Pakistan. So, unlike most of the states, it's not having the similar integrity with the, or they did not simply united. Actually, the issue was the Kashmir was ruled by Hari Singh, and he wanted the state to remain independent of both India and Pakistan. Hari Singh was a ruler, and he wanted that Kashmir should be separated, should be neutral. Neither you want to join India nor Pakistan. And the state had a Muslim majority population was there, and it was ruled by a Hindu ruler. Around that time, when India got independence, there was a popular movement, All Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Conference in the state, led by Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah. He was a representative. Now, as the majority is of Muslim, and they started demanding for the greater representation of Muslims in the government employment and for a representative government, among other things. These are the important issues that they want. The majority of Muslims should be there in Kashmir. And this movement became the national conference, and it had Hindus and Sikhs as its members also. Not only Muslims, few Hindus and Sikhs members were also a part of this movement. The national conference shared many similarities with the Congress in terms of both a commitment to religious harmony and socialism. Though they are just giving a chance to the others also, but they want the majority of Muslims should be get a representation. Now, at that same time, in at the end of 1947, there was an external invasion on the western boundaries of by the Pakistanis. So Maharaja Hari Singh, he has requested Indian forces for their defense, and they have conducted and in January 1948, India took the case to the United Nations. India considered, now when he has asked, when Maharaja asked for the help, India has provided the help. But this case was not presented properly, and the issue got transferred into India-Pakistan question. Now, this Hari Singh, he was unable to convince to both, though he has presented his case before the United Nations, but they are unable to get the solution for it. And meanwhile, at that time, Sheikh Abdullah, who want a representative, he has came to the Delhi, and he made a Delhi agreement whereby a document or the thing this treaty was signed, whereby Kashmiris would become full citizens of India and have greater autonomy as well as powers compared to the other states of India. So in this Delhi agreement, they have mentioned, in this document it has been mentioned very clearly that the Kashmiris will be a part of the, or they are the citizens of India, and they'll enjoy the representative autonomy. They can hold the authority also. But most of the clauses of this agreement that were intended to protect the essential characteristics of the state found a place in the constitution in the form of Article 370. It means he want that it Kashmir should be have a special status in a country. It should be having some thing, though the people will be a citizens of India, but they'll be having something separate or different from the other states. This is called as an Article 370. Here, what clause has been included in Article 370? Children, this is important. Here they have guaranteed, when the Delhi agreement has been signed, it has been guaranteed special status to Jammu and Kashmir, allows state assembly to make its own constitution. Jammu and Kashmir is having its own constitution, separate set of laws for states residents such as citizenship. They'll be having separate set of laws comparing with other states. Citizenship, ownership of property and fundamental rights. Citizens from other states cannot purchase land or property in the state. it is important. Citizens from other states cannot purchase land or property in the state, because in the fundamental rights it has been mentioned that the people can be settled anywhere, and they can, if they are eligible, if they are having enough wealth, they can purchase the property, but they cannot purchase the property in Jammu and Kashmir. Center cannot declare financial emergency under Article 360 in the state. So these are the important aspects which has been covered under the Article 370. Now, Bangladesh War. In the early 1970s, trouble was brewing in East Pakistan, what is now Bangladesh. See, children, when as soon as the India get partition with the Pakistan, it has been divided into East Pakistan and West Pakistan. West Pakistan, now we call it as a Pakistan only, but the East Pakistan, now present name, is Bangladesh. So, as a movement for the assertion of Bengali identity and protest against what was seen as a stepmotherly treatment by West Pakistan, though it is a part of Pakistan only, but the East Pakistanis feel that they are not getting treated properly, as stepmotherly attitude has been prompting or this taking by the West Pakistanis. And in the general elections, the party led by Mujibur Rahman won, but he was arrested and taken to West Pakistan, in a period of military repression of East Pakistan began. So the East Pakistan, now which is Bangladesh, initially it has general elections in which Mujibur Rahman won, but he was get arrested by the West Pakistanis, and the military repression has been started. And because of this, they have asked. Meanwhile, a liberation movement started in Bangladesh. Now these people want the recognition as the separate country, and at that time Bangladesh and India was asked to assist in it. So liberation movement started in Bangladesh in East Pakistan, and it asked help from India to assist in it. And in 1971, a war broke out between India and Pakistan, and India decisively intervened to ensure the liberation of Bangladesh and its establishment of an independent country. So in 1971, on the issue of this East Pakistan, a war broke out between India and Pakistan, and India won it. And during at that time only, the Bangladesh has been recognized as an independent country with the help of India. You can see the movement, liberation movement in Bangladesh. Children, it's a time for home assignment. You have to locate these given places on the map of India. You have to locate Ranchi, Ahmedabad, Jalgaon, Aligarh and Nagaland. Thank you.